Commissioner Beth Michelle,
Aye.
and Commissioner Harden.
Yes. We'll all be different.
Next item on the agenda is public expression. This is an opportunity for the public to address the commission on matters not listed on the agenda. Individuals wishing to address the commission under public expression are welcome to do so via email, Zoom, or voicemail message. Anybody here under public expression?
It's not working the way I thought it did.
Seeing none, moving on to item number 4. This agenda item is to be used for the employee organization representative present information requests to the commission. Patrick, you got anything?
Nothing from us.
All right. For 5, we'll move into closed session. Do we have anything on the closed session? No. Open back up, and we're going to go to classification studies, item number 6. 6A, reestablish and adopt classification specification modification, buyer and buyer trainee.
Good morning, Johnny Cranmer, Human Resources Manager. In June of 2020, at HR's recommendation, the Commission approved the abolishment of 51 classifications which are called adjournment. This included the classifications of buyer and buyer trainee, which had not been utilized since 2015 and 2006, respectively. Due to recent staffing changes in the Executive Office Central Services Unit, the Department has reassessed the structure and the organizational needs of the unit, and they are requesting to reestablish the buyer series as they believe that it is now a need that could best be filled by utilizing the series. Human Resources has updated the class specs to reflect minor changes and to include standard information not in the previous versions. It is our recommendation that the Commission reestablish and adopt the previously abolished classifications of buyer and buyer trainee as presented or as modified by the Commission. And I'm available if you have any questions. And I believe that someone from the department is available too, so if you have any questions that I can't answer, she might be able to.
I didn't have any questions on this one.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Then I'll make a motion to accept the classification. Let me get back up there, excuse me. To reestablish and adopt the previously adopted abolished classifications of buyer and buyer trainee as presented.
Second.
And we'll do the vote by roll call. Chair Ward,
Yes.
Commissioner Poplawski,
Yes.
Commissioner Evian,
Yes.
Commissioner Beth Michelle,
Aye, just to be different. Sorry, we have to have some fun sometimes.
That's right. Well, we did it last time. Yes.
Okay, moving on to item 6B.
Thank you.
Are we ready to go? Item 6B is classification specification modification of child support specialist series.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. Denise Bartlemay, Human Resources Manager. You have before you proposed modifications to the Child Support Specialist Series classification specifications. At the request of the Interim Child Support Director, HR conducted a study of the Child Support Specialist Series, and during the study it was determined that the series needed updating to reflect the work being performed in Mendocino County. The proposed specs represent the work of the incumbents and have been placed in the format used here in Mendocino County. And it is recommended that the Commission adopt the proposed modifications to the classification specifications of Child Support Specialist 1, 2, and 3, and Child Support Supervisor as presented or as amended by the Commission. And the department is available for questions as well.
Well, I had a couple questions, if nobody else has any. So the way I understood it, these were meant to, there wasn't an intention to change the job descriptions just to get them into the format that we're currently using. And so I was comparing the two, and there were a couple things that I noticed. One was that there was a comment in all of the old ones that talked about eliciting information from hostile individuals, and also assisting. So that was that was throughout. I noticed that was removed, and I didn't know if that was intended or appropriate. And then on the child support specialist one, there was a comment that in the old one, that they would assist and independently review court documents. So that wasn't in this one. And then, so that was just a comparison question. But the other question I had is that in the child support specialist one, are they allowed to independently report child abuse? Like, do they have, at that level, do they have the appropriate training to be a reporter, a mandated reporter? So
Denise, would you like me to answer that?
Yes, please.
Okay. So good morning, Commissioners. Ann Mulgard, Interim Director for Child Support, and I have with me two very experienced child support specialists, Leslie DeLapo and Robin Heller, for more specific questions. And great question. Not only are they allowed to report child abuse, they are legally required to report child abuse. And they are required to report it directly to the Department of Social Services. And they are to inform their supervisor, just so that their supervisor is aware of this situation. But in no way are they to go to the supervisor and have the supervisor make that decision. And that comes from a long line of cases, primarily in the schools, where principals or administrators would stop a teacher or another staff person from making the report, thinking that they had better judgment. And what the legislature decided is, no, we're going to train people. It's about a 3-hour training at least, but it is repeated on a regular basis. And we're going to trust them to make the decision versus giving it to a higher authority that might have other things in their minds, such as, what is our child abuse rate? Will the Department of Social Services be mad at me? Do I think that might be a cousin second twice removed from a Board of Supervisor member? So the whole point of that law was to make it do exactly what your question was, to allow direct reporting by anyone who has been trained and who might have the knowledge to protect a child.
Okay, so thank you, and I understand that, and my question, I guess, was a little more nuanced. Is this child support specialist one position? So what I'm inferring from what you said is that they would become a mandated reporter upon completion of the training that's mandated by the legislature.
That is correct, and that happens within the first couple weeks of them being on site. Okay. Before they have had any individual interviews with any family.
Okay, perfect. That was the crux of my question. Thank you.
Sorry, didn't mean to speechify when I didn't have to. Sorry.
No, but that's good. I mean, that it reminds us how important those people are, that your staff that interact directly with kids and protect them. I don't, no apology necessary.
The other question you had about hostile situations, I think that language was changed to in what may be an emotionally heightened situation.
But maybe I saw that in one of the other job descriptions or classifications, and maybe I missed it on this one.
It's under skill in. There's an exercise patience, tact, diplomacy, and courtesy to elicit information from individuals who may be uncooperative, angry, or hostile.
Got it. I did miss it. Okay. And then the last is assists and independently reviews court documents. Did I miss
Correct.
that?
Yes, and that is here under reviews legal documents prepared by other jurisdictions to determine appropriate authority and next legal action.
That's a little different. Okay, fine, good, all right.
You are correct. It is independent still, and that might be a bit, if that wasn't clear, that might be a good word for us to insert then.
Yeah, that I read that differently than the intent of that statement, differently from the intent of the statement on the original one. I think I will take your, whatever you decide is appropriate from HR and staff. I just noticed it and I just wanted to point it out.
Okay.
And then on the specialist
She thinks it sounds more complicated, so I was asking to change it.
On the specialist two, there in the old one, there was something about persuading responsible parties to make payments. Is that still in the job description?
I think we took out the word persuade because we don't want anybody to perceive that, we are trying to persuade them to do anything. We're just here to educate them on what their responsibilities are. And we certainly want their buy-in because it is in their best interest to support their children. But we certainly don't want anybody to, accuse us of pushing one way or the other. They have to make their decisions independently. So
Okay.
We took out persuade because of that reason.
Okay, that makes sense. Those were all my questions. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have any questions.
Nor do I.
I don't either.
Nor do I.
Okay, well, thank you. And I think that I would request that the commission then include the word independent, because if that wasn't clear to the reader, we want to make sure that is clear when we're talking about reviewing legal documents.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
then I'll make a motion to adopt the modified classifications with the insertion of the word independent, where we're talking about the review of documents and filing of documents for the child support specialist 1, specialist 2, specialist 3, and supervisor.
Okay. I'll second that.
We will do approval by vote. Chair Ward,
Aye.
Commissioner Poplawski,
Aye.
Commissioner Evian,
Yes.
Commissioner Michelle,
Aye.
and Commissioner Harden.
I'll say yes.
Good.
Thank you.
If I may, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to the commission, and especially thank you to Denise Bartlemay from HR, who had to put in a lot of time to get this whole series updated, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 7A, communication received, Joel Yaskin.
Just leave the meeting.
I read it.
I read it too.
I read it.
What time is this? Leave the meeting.
It was there a second half.
Okay, just for the purposes of the meeting, I'm going to read my memo I prepared. This is a new item on the agenda. It was added at the suggestion of your legal counsel, who's not here today, because we didn't think we needed him, and we probably don't. But he suggested that when we receive communication, that the communication is that it be presented to the commission, that we have it under a separate item other than public expression. So we've added it under our other business, which is also kind of a new item. And it'll be communication received. So whenever we get a communication from a citizen that asks us to provide you with something, we will. So attached, there are 2 communications from Mr. Joel Yaskin. He's requested that they be provided to the commission. Attachment A is an article, Secrets of Super Bosses, that that Mr. Yaskin submitted on September 20th and requested it be provided to the commission. He also provided an electronic link, which is part of the agenda. Attachment B is a communication received from Mr. Yaskin via email on September 10th. This was originally placed on the agenda as public expression for the September 16th meeting. When preparing his email for posting on our website, apparently there were some formatting issues that resulted in his email having the appearance of typographical errors that he requested that we provide it to you as he submitted it. So in order to avoid the same potential formatting issues when we prepared the agenda into PDF, I copied and pasted from his email into a Word document, his email of September 10th. And Human Resources staff makes no recommendation regarding Mr. Yaskin's communications. And Mr. Yaskin does not appear to be attending the meeting. We provided him with the information, but he does not appear to have logged into the meeting.
I have no comment.
Yeah, so I guess several of us commented that we read it. I think that needs to be noted in the minutes.
I think that's right. Yeah.
But other than that, I don't.
No action, just.
Yeah, I don't feel we need to take any action.
I don't either.
You can add that I read it also.
I read it as well.
All right, no action taken. Moving on to item number 8, Human Resources Director's Report.
Good morning, Chair Ward and Commissioners.
Morning.
Morning.
William Schurtz there, HR Director. Just a few things on the Director's Report. We just finished implementing year 2 market increases for the last 2 bargaining unit members, this past pay period. So that's all done for year 2. All county employees received their market increases for year 2. Next summer we'll begin year 3 in the market increases that'll be happening. I also wanted to update the commission regarding HR has been very much involved with the Board of Supervisors ad hoc committee on employee relations. It was what they're wanting to do is put in place some measures to assist employees in these difficult times with dealing with COVID. And there's just a number of things that actually HR had already been doing and it had in place. A number of things that we've been providing some trainings to employees on how to deal with situations associated with COVID. We had a number of a few policies that we've already had put in place regarding temporary telework policies and advanced sick leave that we provide to employees that have run out of sick leave and need it because of the COVID, as well as some of the paid leaves that were mandated by the federal government. We actually, this will become effective November 1st. We have increased the number of EAP visits to 10. It used to be 6 visits that people could call Employee Assistance Program and talk to somebody regarding any particular issue that they wanted. So we increased it from 6 visits to 10 visits, and that's effective on the 1st of November. We continue to try to provide information to the employees in biweekly emails regarding wellness program and information on our HR website regarding some of the things that they have. If they're curious as to what kind of things do we offer to help, and we, of course, HR does receive phone calls and questions from staff on a regular basis, and we also have a number of things that are also still in progress. So we're still working on about a dozen other things that we're trying to improve the the opportunity for the employees to get further assistance, and so we continue to work on these things, and I think that's about it. I mean, we're still continue to do our recruitments. We still do pretty much everything that we typically do in HR, and classification studies, as you see, that we continue to do those, and so we're still going strong, and I think the morale is very good in HR, and I think we're dealing with it, the whole situation, quite well. So thank you. Any questions?
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? See you all next month.
Good seeing you guys. Take care.
Take care, guys.
Have a good morning.
Hey, we're
Have a
adjourned.
good day.
Okay.
Be well, everyone.
Be well. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's a short meeting. So I texted Cal, but I haven't heard from him yet. Asked him if there was any fresh emails. And